New video. I swear it's gonna. I can't decide if this is a banger or just an autistic rant. Honestly. So, big picture. 3 days from now, I will turn 20 years old. 20. That's insane to me. Like, I don't even think I'm just trying to analyze, I'm done with the second decade of my life. Like, one, two, right? Like, there's two of them now. And frankly, I don't even think I gained consciousness until this one. um, Big picture. I've lived under 3 different presidents. Some were better than others. I went from elementary school to college this decade. This decade. What else have I done? Everything? I don't know. I've literally everything I can think that I've ever done, I did in this decade, right? Like, thinking back to 10-year-old me. So my parents divorced around the time I turned 10. And so now I'm at a point where my parents have been separated for half my life. And I don't really remember a time before that too well. Frankly, I barely remember 5th grade at all. I remember falling asleep during a school mass and getting scolded by a teacher. I remember... Ooh, that's a big thing I did in 5th grade. I played a lead role in a play. I was Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid when I was 10. That was kind of epic, actually. With whoever I called my girlfriend at the time, right? I don't know if I should share this on the internet, but I've had quite a history with women in this last 10 years. And sadly, men. I wish I could be more positive about that, but I'm a Christian now, so I regret it. I've repented of all that. And the stuff with the women too, but I have a lot more shame behind the stuff with the men, which I think makes sense. So I had that relationship when I was, I don't know, like 10. I don't even want to know where she is now. She's probably at like some stupid school, having some stupid major with some short hair and probably dating a woman or something. I don't know, man. She's probably in a weird spot. A lot of people I've dated in the last 10 years have become gay, which I found interesting for a lot of my high school years. It's just so much of my life is in those 10 years. Middle school and high school both sucked. That's just how it was. They both sucked. Obviously, there were good parts, but mostly bad. And then I'm trying to decide what the most important day of these 10 years are. Whether it's graduating middle school, high school, whether it's the day I got baptized, whether it's, I don't know, the day I met President Trump, my first kiss, when I lost my virginity. Like, there's a lot of things that happen, man. Trauma that had a lot of importance. I feel like the last 2 years of this decade basically have been trying to tie the previous 8 into like a little bow. You know, just trying to like make you look not terrible. Because if I had continued down the path that I was when I was like, what, 17, or 16, it just would have not been pretty at all. Pretty much woke up July 3rd, 2021. I'd say definitely top 5 most important parts of this last decade. When my first girlfriend broke up with me. And I would say that's most important because that's the thing I've learned the most lessons from. God, the amount of lessons I learned from that is astounding. And honestly, it's weird to say that I'm still recovering from that, because I convinced myself multiple years ago that I was over it, but at the end of the day, I haven't even found someone good enough to replace her, you know? I mean, I'm trying. Believe me, I'm actively trying. And, like, I have a date on Wednesday. It's Monday. And then I turned 20 that Thursday. Bro, this week is actually going to be insane. So I only have 2 days of work this week because I've been working overtime to go on a vacation from Wednesday to Sunday in Cancun. And I have a date that morning before I go on the flight. It's going to be an epic week, man. It's going to be epic. I still have a summer class I have to deal with. I'm trying to think, like, who are the most influential people to me these last 10 years, besides, obviously, my parents. I mean, I guess my middle, high school, and college friends, you know, that just makes the most sense. I'm not going to name names, because that's just private information. But what I found weird is that they all kind of played a different role in my life. Whether it's like an older brother, a little brother, an acquaintance, just a buddy to hang around. I don't know. I found God last year, which is good. Praise God for that. I was a little degenerate beforehand, though. Like, oh my gosh, all I craved was sex for so long. Oh my gosh. So many of those years, that's all I wanted. Which is really weird. So many years, that's all I wanted was sex. And then I had it a few times and realized it's not all it's cracked up to be. Obviously, it's good, it's fun, you know, but I never really had like a truly special sexual experience. Like, they've all just been like masturbating with another person's body, you know. I want to have something special. It's one of those things I want to have happen in the next decade of my life. Hopefully I'll get married in that one. Or the one after that. I'm not sure. Depends on a lot of things. I don't think I knew what I wanted to do in college until I was 16. I knew at age 16 I knew I wanted to be an engineer. Because my junior year algebra 2 teacher, bless his heart. And today I changed my major to mechanical engineering. Yeah. From civil engineering. Today. Which is honestly terrifying, but, you know, it's college for you. I've had, like, 6 jobs, I think. My first job I had when I just turned 17, I think. I was a camp counselor, and then I was a host at a restaurant, and then I was a math tutor for a while. I was a server, and now I'm interning at the Department of the Transportation. which is my first actual adult job. I enjoy it. I don't think my political opinions have really shifted a whole ton these last 10 years. I kind of just always been like a Trump supporter. I guess another important thing was I moved away from home when I was 18. And that's 2 years now that I've lived in a different city than I grew up in. It's still weird. It's still weird not living with my parents. I'd say the best advice I have for if you get like homesick or whatever is just talk to more people. Just try and be a little bit more vulnerable and trust people with your close information. It's good for you. There's so many, like, I got my Eagle Scout. I did Taekwondo pretty much all throughout it. I got in the gym when I was 18. That was really big change. I didn't care about grades until I was 17, when I got my first ABOA 4.0. Just thinking like about my little brother and him being in the same summer that changed my life forever. And he's in that summer now, and I'm like, when's he gonna change, you know? I don't know. I don't know what this next decade is gonna look like. Well, I kind of do, but I mean, the next few years I'm gonna be in college. The next several years after that, I'm gonna be working towards a professional engineering license. And hopefully after that I'll have a, white picket fence, family, house, dog, I think that's the end goal. And just trying to, like, be proactive about not messing all that up. I don't know, just going from being like a little kid to being proactive about a future marriage that, it's gonna happen at some point with someone. Having that transition in like 2-3 years is nuts to me. Like, I was a child for so long. I did not let myself grow for so long. And then the last 2 or 3 years, I basically just, like, forced myself to accelerated growth. It's really freaking hard, but God, has it been worth it at the end, in the end. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about, man. Like, that's just the second decade of my life. There's so much to talk about. So many things. I guess I'll give, like, a tier list of every year. I don't know. Age 10 was, I don't know, C tier. Age 11 was like C tier again, maybe D tier. Age 12 was probably also D tier. I'd say age 13 was a B tier year. I liked age 13 a little bit. Age 13 was chill. Age 14 is a weird one because there's like a lot of really good things and a lot of really bad things that happened that year, and I didn't learn from any of them. I didn't. I really didn't. I was so a little piece of crap. I did not care. I didn't. I really didn't care. I'll give age 14 a C tier, I guess. Because there's a lot of A tier things that happened, a lot of F tier things that happened. God, age 14, all I cared about was drama, dude. I don't know why. Just like finding friends and being remotely known as a person, whilst also like being horny as shit. Dude, that was a weird year. Age 15, man. 15, there was also a lot of A tier moments, a lot of F tier moments. I'd give it probably a D tier. There's a lot of moments at age 15 where I just really hated life, though. Age 16, I would say age 16, I'd give it B tier. Maybe even A tier, I don't know. I'd say B plus. I had my first girlfriend. That was the highlight of that. I got my driver's license. COVID happened when I was 15 and 16. Age 17 is kind of like the climax of that part of my life. I would say age 17 was a D tier year. I really just hated it the whole way through, but I pushed really, really hard just to get through it. I had no free time, and I forced that upon myself. I got really good grades. I tried really hard and everything, but I did it just to numb myself. That's just sad, man. Age 18. I'd say age 18 was B tier, I think. That was the first year in a long time where I didn't really have any romantic interests. Age 17, I kind of did, not really. At age 18 was the first time I really didn't. Well, I did, and then she friend-zoned the crap out of me. Video is also on my channel. My first year of college was interesting, really interesting. Learned a lot of hard lessons, gone to the gym, had a lot of trauma. But I feel like all of it was necessary. I think age 19 might have been A tier. I think so, because it was the first year I found God. I mean, I had a terrible relationship, but it taught me a lot of good lessons. I did really well in school. I tried really hard. I made a lot of good friends. Did a lot of cool things at age 19. I liked age 19. I think that's the best year of my life so far. And the second best would be age 16. Yeah. God, the amount of lessons I've learned since then is actually insane. Like, I think I genuinely didn't have a brain at the start of this decade. Like, I don't think I had a brain until I was like 16, 17. And then you just have to force yourself to grow and grow and grow. You have to literally claw your way out of hell if you're in that situation. Honestly, all I'm hoping for right now is that everything in my life that I have right now is gonna stay the way it is. Like, like everything that I have planned, hopefully that just stays good. And nothing, and that, the girl I'm talking to right now, I like getting relationship with her. I really like her. If it ends up successfully or unsuccessfully, I might make a video on it. If it ends up unsuccessfully, it's not going to be pretty. If it ends up successfully, I think the thumbnail is going to have her in it. I don't know. Yeah. I played a lot of fucking Geometry Dash in those 10 years, too. A lot of it. I got back into it when I was 13. And it never quite stopped. Never quite stopped. I mean, I first quit when I was like 10, which was still in this decade. But I did a lot of really cool stuff in Geometry Dash. That was a fun game. I don't play it as much anymore right now because I have no time. You have to play consistently to be good, and I don't have the time to do that. It is what it is. There are some constants throughout, I guess. I'm still addicted to YouTube. And my core personality traits have pretty much stayed very same throughout. Yeah. Cheers to the third decade, I guess. Alright, y'all have a good one. Or whatever, I don't know.